Continue on this issue of lists. The DA's mayoral candidates list is out. In Tshwane, Randall Williams is in the running, while Mpho Phalatse tops the list for Johannesburg and Geordin Hill-Lewis is for Cape Town. The Independent Electoral Commission has given the parties until 9 p.m. tonight to submit their payments and nominations. Let's bring in political analyst Professor Dirk Kotze to look at this list by the Democratic Alliance. Prof, thank you so much for making time. Looking at this list by the Democratic Alliance, are you satisfied? I've been hearing some people say it's more diverse, and these are people that will be in charge of these key metros, should, of course, the DA do well in the next local government elections.
Yes, this is a very interesting list. It is very diverse. 2 women out of the 5, 2 of the incumbent mayors are again being nominated. In the case of Cape Town, it's now a new nomination. Dan Plato is not nominated, but Geordin Hill-Lewis, which is the DA's shadow minister of finance in Parliament. So he's actually not involved in local government at the moment. And then even Ekurhuleni, which has a very strong sort of high-power candidate in the person of Refilwe Ntsekhe, who is one of their deputy federal chairpersons, and at some stage was the main spokesperson. So there's quite a strong list of candidates. Also, Nelson Mandela Bay, the incumbent mayor, has been re-nominated in Kapa Banga. So it's to a large extent not so much of a surprise. I would say Johannesburg is maybe one because it's a member of the mayoral committee, or formerly of the mayoral committee, because obviously the DA is not in power at the moment. Mpho Phalatse, she was the MMC for health services and is herself a medical person. So it's a very interesting and very diverse list, actually.
Yeah, what chances do they stand, though, Prof? I'm just looking at Refilwe Ntsekhe, who is the mayoral candidate for Ekurhuleni. You've got Mzwandile Masina there. There's quite a strong coalition agreement in Ekurhuleni between the ANC and other smaller political parties. It's been intact, really, if you compare it to what's happening in Tshwane, where the current mayor is Randall Williams. It's a bit shaky there as well, because if the ANC decides to work with the EFF, basically the DA is out. In Johannesburg, you've got Mpho Phalatse, who is going to go against Jolidi Matongo, who has been really put forward as the mayor who replaced the late mayor. So what chances do they stand? The former Johannesburg mayor is also going to be contesting this one, Herman Mashaba.
Yes, I think those where the DA is at the moment in power, like in Tshwane, like in Nelson Mandela Bay, and Cape Town, obviously, they have obviously good chances to be re-elected. But I would say Ekurhuleni, there the ANC is below the 50%. They were in 2016. As you indicated, they formed coalition governments and were relatively stable there. So the chances for the DA to make a breakthrough there, they are quite substantially behind the ANC in Ekurhuleni. That is very slim, that they will be able to make a real breakthrough there. As well as in Johannesburg, I think lately with the by-elections, the ANC actually made some progress, as well as the DA who lost some seats, for example, seats to the Patriotic Alliance. It will be interesting to see if the ANC in Johannesburg will be able to maintain this coalition group that they have formed, which included smaller parties also, whether they will be able to continue. Because the ANC in Gauteng, both at provincial level as well as local level, is at the break-even point. At provincial level, they have a majority of only 1 seat. So in Johannesburg, it can go in different directions. Although I think the DA is in a less stronger position than in 2016, while in Tshwane they are in a better position. I think the ANC and the EFF, despite what is being said in public, is very unlikely that they will be able to come together. The history in Tshwane is very much against it. Several times there were opportunities for the two to cooperate in motions of no confidence votes against the DA, and they never did that. So I think to a large extent there will be some continuity, and in other like Ekurhuleni, it will be interesting to see whether the ANC could regain some of the losses that they suffered in 2016.
Thank you so much for making time. Political analyst Professor Dirk Kotze.